Hello all and welcome to this AWS tutorial. In our tutorial today, I will demo how to leverage AWS Web Application Firewall to allow, block and count the number of requests received by an AWS application load balancer. Couple of things to keep in mind before we continue further ahead. Using AWS services leveraged in this tutorial can incur charges. Hence, ensure that you clean up all resources after completing this tutorial in order to avoid any surprise charges in the future. Scenario for our tutorial today. You have two EC2 instances, and this can be any type of EC2 instance. Okay, it could be T2 Micro with Linux. That's typically what I use. Okay, and these two EC2 instances are load balanced and accessible over an AWS application load balancer on port 80. So that tells us that these two EC2 instances are web servers, right? And ensure that you have at least an HTML page like index.html that is available and you can browse that over port 80. And I will walk you through these steps as to how to go about doing it. Okay, I've also created a video around it that I'll share the link so you can pretty much follow those steps and continue further ahead. So once you have your two EC2 instances which are load balanced over an ALB and that ALB is accessible over port 80, use your ALB's DNS to access these EC2 instances of the HTML page on the EC2 instances. So once you've finished this, the next thing that you need to do is you need to add an AWS ACL or access control list and a rule to count the number of requests received by the application load balancer and allowed by your ACL and or your rule. Okay, so we will see how we are going to do that. After we've finished these two steps and we've tested them successfully, then we will go ahead and modify our ACL rule to forbid or block access to the requests received by our application load balancer. So earlier we were allowing those requests to go through, we were fulfilling those requests, then we will block them. Okay, and in addition to that, what we will do is we'll also add an AWS managed rule group to our ACL. So this is our overall scenario. This is what we are planning to accomplish in this tutorial. Okay. Prerequisite. An absolute prerequisite for this particular tutorial is knowledge of AWS WAF. If you do not know, please go through this particular tutorial. Okay, I had created this. I have provided an overview of WAF. This is the link to this tutorial. Please review through this and then continue further ahead, because I'm not going to go into the details of what WAF is, how it works, what is the rule group, etc., or what's the web ACL or a WCU. So you need to know all of these concepts. So go through the overview video and then come back over here. Pre-prep. So if you remember this particular step, right, we have to create two EC2 instances that are load balanced and accessible over ALB and port 80. I had created this particular video, okay, in which I have actually gone through all of these steps. And I would request you to please review through this video, ensure that your setup is ready and you have at least two EC2 instances which are load balanced over ALB. So this is the bare minimum requirement for this particular tutorial. This is the pre-prep that you need to finish. I have already finished these steps and we will review through what I have done, okay? But if you want a step-by-step instruction, please go to this particular tutorial and follow those steps. If you want to go further ahead and add auto scaling and everything else, right, to it, you want to go the whole 9 yards and have all the bells and whistles, then refer to this particular video. But at least have all of the steps that are mentioned in this video completed before moving further ahead. In fact, I think I have it. So this is that particular video that I was mentioning about, right? Setting up and load balancer, application load balancer over HTTP with Linux EC2 web servers. And these are the steps that you need to follow, the ones that I'm sharing on the screen right now. So just like how I have paused this video, pause the video and go through the steps, or you can just follow along as well and complete the steps. Now the steps for this particular tutorial. What is the first thing that we are going to do? The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to complete all the steps as per the pre-prep video. Okay, so let us go ahead and review my setup. So let me switch to my AWS console. So I'm going to close this now. So this is my AWS console. As you see, I have two EC2 instances over here, correct? Both of these EC2 instances are running. These EC2 instances do have a public IP right now, but we are not going to leverage EC2's public IP. This is not about EC2 instances public IP. This is about leveraging the application load balancer. Okay, the reason why these two have a public IP is because I had to go and connect to each of these EC2 instances and create an HTML file, because that was the easiest way for me to have two EC2 instances with an HTML file on them and have them load balanced on an ALB. Okay, so these are the two EC2 instances. In fact, I have connected to these two instances. This is one, and this is the second one, right? And this is what you are seeing over here is my temporary HTML file, which is called as index.html. Similarly, I have the file over here as well on EC2 too, right? And how you will know whether this particular request has been fulfilled by one or two. First is, you see there's a header over here. This is EC2 2 and this is EC2 1, okay? And I've also put in an IP address, but if you want, you can pretty much remove that. So let me just remove this. So that does not cause any confusion as we move further ahead. Okay, because I restarted the servers and the IP address might have changed. Okay, so I'm just going to say it is fulfilled by EC2 1. Okay, and I'm going to save this. So this is how you're going to save it as well. And this is your EC2 1. And similarly, you have it over here for EC2 2, right? So just insert EC2 -2. And again, hit escape, :WQ, hit enter. And this is where you have our index.html. So if you refresh this page, this is right here. I think I removed something. Yeah, there you go. And just refresh the page and refresh the page. So this is EC2 1 and this is EC2 2. So these are our two EC2 instances. Along with our two EC2 instances, what we have is an application load balancer and a target group, right? So this is our application load balancer. This is the DNS of our application load balancer, right? And this application load balancer has a target group associated to it. So this is my target group. And this target group, as you see, I have a healthy threshold of 2, unhealthy of 2. I've changed the interval from 30 to 10. It's up to you if you want to change it. And I have 2 targets, so which are currently healthy. These are both the EC2 instances, and they are available and healthy at this time. And along with that, we have our security groups. So to my ALB, okay, for this ALB, I have associated and default security group. So this is my default security group that is associated with my application load balancer, and it has port 80 open on it, right? Because we are going to load balance on port 80. It's an HTTP port, right? And this is my security group for my EC2SG. And for this one, I have port 80 as well as 22 open. You could potentially have some other ports open as well, but you don't need them. What you need is only 80 and 22. 80 because it's a web server, and 22 because I had to SSH and create that HTML file. So this is my primary setup with my EC2 instances, target group, ALP, my security is there in place, and I believe we are good. So since our targets are healthy, we can pretty much leverage this DNS name, correct? And go back here and paste it and say index.html. And what it is going to do is it is going to fulfill our request at this point of time by either leveraging EC2 or EC2 right? So if you keep on refreshing this, you will see that it will keep on flipping between 1 and 2, depending upon which EC2 instance fulfills our request. So this is our initial setup. So we've completed our pre-prep and we are all set to continue further ahead. What is the next thing that we are going to do? The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to go to AWS Firewall Manager and then go to WAF. Over there, what we are going to do is we are going to create an IP set. And we will be leveraging a set of IPs that we would like to allow. Okay, that means the IPs whose request we are going to fulfill. So if you get a request from that very specific IP address, you will allow that request, you will fulfill that request, as well as you will count the request received from that very specific IP address. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to allow and we are going to count the requests received. Okay, so let's switch to our AWS console and go to AWS Firewall Manager. Okay, and I'm going to close this EC2 instances. Remember, we are not going to use this public IP. Only thing that we are going to use is the DNS of our ALB. So this is AWS WAF where my mouse is. And over here, we are going to create an IP set. So click on IP sets and click on create IP set. And we'll give it a name over here. So we will say NAM IP set, right? Demo. Okay, so we will do that. And I am in East Virginia. Those two instances are also in East Virginia. And you could either use IPv4 or IPv6. And when I say you can use either of those two, by that I mean that when you have going to specify IP addresses over here at the bottom in this particular box, you can use either of these two formats. Okay, it's one or the other. You cannot use both of them together. So over here, what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and provide a few IP addresses. Now, these could be any IP addresses that you can choose. Okay, in case you want to use your own IP address, you are more than welcome to do that, because that will help you to do this demo in a much easier and a much simpler manner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of IP addresses over here. Okay, like this. In addition, after I create this rule, okay, I will come back and I'll modify this rule and I'll add my own IP address. I'm not going to add it in front of you over here right now because I don't want to expose my IP address. But what I would suggest to you is that leverage your own IP address. So that way you can allow, block, and count the number of requests that you yourself are going to send. Okay, but in real life, you can add the IP addresses that you would typically want to leverage either to block, allow, or count the number of requests that you have received. So click on create IP set. Okay, and our IP set has been created successfully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and modify this, and I'm going to go ahead and add my own IP address. And for time being, I'll just pause the recording. So I've gone ahead and I've modified the IP set and added my own IP address. So now we are all good to continue further ahead. So we created this particular IP set. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and create a web ACL that will leverage our ALB. And to this web ACL, we are going to add a rule that will leverage the IP set that we have created to count the number of requests that we have received. And finally, in that very same ACL, we are going to set its default action to allow, right? So go back and say, go to AWS Firewall Manager over here. Okay, go to Web ACLs. And here we will create a Web ACL. So let's give it a name. I'm going to say NAM Web ACL. Okay, and that is going to be our cloud metric name as well. Now remember that WAF works with CloudFront, Application Load Balancer, and API Gateway. In our scenario, we are going to leverage it with an Application Load Balancer. So select regional resources over here, select your regional. So my region is US East, and over here we will go ahead and add our AWS ALB. So click on Add AWS Resources, select Application Load Balancer, select my ALB, and click on Add, right? So that's my ALB right there. And click on Next. Now over here, so we created a web ACL leveraging our ALB. Now we have to add our rule leveraging the IP set to count the number of requests. So over here, we go to add rules, click on my own rules and rules groups, click on IP set. Remember, we create an IP set and we'll create a rule. So we'll say NAM IP set rule, right? And select your IP set. This is my IP set. Now I have added my own IP address, which is going to be the source IP address, the source of the request, okay? So that's why I'm going to go ahead and select source IP address over here. So if you are following the same steps, you're using your own IP address, ensure that you use source IP address. And what we are going to do, we are going to go ahead and count the number of requests that we have received from that very specific IP address. So click on count, right? And then click on add rule. So we added a rule. Now I want to draw your attention to its capacity. Its capacity is 1. And if you remember, if you've gone through the overview video, I has talked about WCUs, and this is absolutely critical. 1500 is the default value. And right now out of 1500, we are only using 1 WCU, right? Okay, we'll modify this rule further ahead, but right now let's just use this one particular rule. And what are we going to do? So remember, as per our scenario and as per the steps, we have to count the number of requests received and allowed by your ACL, right? So what we are going to do over here is we have set the count condition for our rule, and now we have to set the default action, right, for our ACL to allow. So let's do that. So we are going to say allow over here as a default action and click on next. The rule priority is fine. There's only one rule. So next, this is our cloud matrix. So remember that it is NAM IP set rule. Click on next. And our web ACL is ready for creation. So click on create web ACL. Now, after you click this, be patient, okay? It takes a while and you will see that for it to be created, okay? I don't know why it takes, but it does take some time for it to be created. But once it is ready, then we are in good shape and we can actually go ahead and test it, right? So let's go back to our steps. So we have completed all of these steps and we are basically ready to test our ACL in action. Okay, so let's see if it's done? Not yet. So still working. So let's give it some time. Okay, so our web ACL has been created and it's up and running. So what are we going to do now? Now we have to test it. So go back to your application load balancer right here, right? And remember what we are going to do. We are going to count the number of requests that we have received from my IP address. That means this particular application load balancer will receive requests from my IP address, and we are going to count those requests because those requests are going to be allowed by our web application firewall, right? We mentioned that in our condition and in our rule. So keep on refreshing this, right? So if you keep on refreshing this, you will see that it is bouncing from EC1 to EC2, but that way you're generating traffic. And if you have friends around while you're practicing this, leverage them, tell them to hit this particular URL. If not, if you are like me, you know, doing it single-handedly, I'm doing that for this demo, then keep on refreshing this for some amount of time, so that way you will generate some traffic as well as you will have at least some count coming in, right? So we kind of refresh this URL quite a number of times. Let's go back to our web ACL. And this is where we should be able to see our matrix. So it takes a while, okay? So if you see a similar picture, like the one you are seeing right now, then don't panic. Sometimes it's good to change the duration, the time duration over here. Like, keep on shuffling it between 5 minutes or 15 minutes or something like that. And eventually you will see that the data will actually show up. If the data does not show up, again, go back and refresh this for some amount of time. So I'm going to try this for some time. If it does not come, then I'll pause the recording and come back when I see at least some data or some information showing up over there, right? So let's refresh this. You want to also set the auto refresh to on and set the refresh interval to 10 minutes. This is 3 hours at this time. So it looks like it is working, but it will still take some time for these parameters to show up over here. The other thing that you can do is you can actually go and look at these very same matrix under Amazon CloudWatch. So click this particular URL. And sometimes what happens is CloudWatch is faster. I don't know, for some reason it gets refreshed or updated much faster than that particular screen. And over here, if you come to matrix and you basically go say all matrix right there, and you go to AWS and WAF, you go to region rule, web ACL, and over here, look for your web ACL. So where is your web ACL? So you're right there. You see, this is my web ACL right there. So 1, 2, so these are allowed requests. This is the number of requests that we counted for our rule. That's our rule name. This is the number of allowed requests for our ACL. This is overall allowed requests. And this is the total number of requests counted again overall. So over here, I generally switch to stacked area, go to a custom time zone maybe, hopefully, and then refresh to see if you are getting any requests, okay? And if some data shows up over here or not. You can even go to graph matrix and you will see all the options right here. As you see, they're all there. And refresh again. And if you want to reduce the period, you can do that. Just play around with this and typically it will show up in a bit. There you go. So that showed up. So let's review through the numbers over here, right? So we have 4 matrix in total, and each one of them is depicted by a different color. So the red one right on the top where my mouse is right now, okay, or as you see in this little blurb, the first one are all the counted requests. That means all the requests that were counted. So that is 2.12. Okay, this number keeps on updating. So come back and, check the numbers again. After that, we have the number of requests that were allowed. Now, in this case, the number of requests that were allowed and that were counted, okay, will be the same because we are counting all the requests that were allowed. And then finally, you have the number of requests that were counted by a rule and the total number of allowed requests. Now, I have changed this to stack area so that I can see all of these, but let's say by default it is line. So if you are doing it and you just see one single line, just go on top of it and you will see all of these. The reason why you see only one line is because the numbers of rest of the other lines are the same. So if you want to see all 4 of them, just change this to stacked area. Okay, and you will see all the matrix showing up right there. And if you continue to keep on hitting this particular URL, right, you will see that those matrix will eventually go up. So you see they are coming up right now over here. Okay, and these matrix will refresh over a period of time. So give it some time and it come back over here and you will be able to see all the 4 matrix are updated. Similarly, if you go back to our ACL, let's go back over here. Hopefully that particular view that we saw over there should also be refreshed by now. So let's go to our ACL right here. And hopefully this view is refreshed and we should be able to see something. So all that we are seeing is a dot right now. So let's see if I can change the custom view. Yep. There's one dot over here, which is all counted requests. And this is allowed requests. Okay. So again, this view takes a little while to show up. So just keep on refreshing it and you should be able to see something shortly over here as well. Okay, I try to refresh this, guys. It takes a while for this thing to refresh, but CloudWatch is on top of its game. Okay, so now what we have done is we have completed this step of testing our ACL in action and viewing the matrix in CloudWatch. So we will go back to our scenario and remember we had the part 2 of our scenario right here. After you've completed the first 2 steps and tested them successfully, we have to modify our ACL to forbid a block access. So remember earlier we allowed access, now we are going to block access that were received by your ALB. And finally, we are going to add a managed rule group to our ACL. So let us continue. So we go back and we change our rule basically to block requests. And then we will also add a managed rule group to our ACL. Okay, so go over here, go to your web ACL. We are in a web ACL, go to rules. And this is our rule. So select your rule, say edit. And over here, earlier we were counting. Now, instead of counting in a rule, we are going to block it. So basically none of the requests will go through. Okay, and we should ideally get a 403. So this rule is now going to block the request. So click on save and save again. Okay, so it's going to, I think I didn't set the priority. So save and save. Okay, great. And then the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and add manage rule groups to this particular ACL. So click on add manage rule groups. And over here, we are going to go to this AWS managed rule groups and go to Amazon IP reputation list. Now, this is a managed rule group that is provided by AWS. You can use it right? And this group, as is written over here, contains rules that are based on Amazon's threat intelligence. This is useful if you would like to block sources associated with bots or other threats. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and add this rule group to our web ACL. And remember, its capacity is 25. So it's pretty lightweight. So click on this. This is going to be added to our ACL. And it is asking you that do you want to count, set the rules action to count. If you want to do that, then just set this to yes as well. Okay. Now scroll down and click on add rules. And so this is a priority. This is first, this is second. Save. Okay. So basically it starts from 0. So this is first and second. And then over here, WCU. So this is the key part. So after 1500, now we are leveraging 26 WCUs. Okay, so this is our rule number 1, which has priority 0. This is rule number 2, which has priority 1. And the total number of WCUs are 26. So we are well within our range. Okay, so now let's go back and go back to our ACL. And over here, if I'm not wrong, let's see, where did that go? Did it go to rules? Oh, there it is. Under rules, sorry. So here we have to figure out what we want to do with this action, the default action for web's ACL, if none of the rules match. So if none of the rules match, that means the request is not coming from my IP address, nor is it coming from one of the bots or the threads. Then we will allow the request. Okay, so let's say if right at this point of time, if you would hit my URL, that is my DNS application load balancers DNS, right? Then your request will actually go through, but my request will be blocked because my IP address is blocked right now. Okay, so my IP address, bots, threats, any other threats, they will all be blocked, but your IP address will go further ahead because that's the default action. Okay, so now let's go ahead and test this, right? So we have made our changes. So let's go back to our ALB. So earlier our ALB was fulfilling our request leveraging its DNS. If I refresh this, okay, it should give me a 403 or basically forbidden access because my access is blocked. So let me refresh this. And as you see, I'm getting a forbidden access, right? And that is because my access is blocked. Now, if I keep on refreshing this or do whatever I want to do, it will increase the overall count, but it is still not going to provide access to me. Okay, so this page is not going to be rendered to me at this point of time. Now, if you go back over here and you go back to your web ACL, right, and you go and look at all the matrix, you will actually see that the number of matrix have increased. So earlier you had count for your rule, the NAM IP set rule, you had counted requests. Now you have block requests. And along with that, you have all counted requests, all block requests, and any allowed requests that is allowed by your web ACL. So it's right here. These are some of the older numbers, but if you keep on refreshing it, you will see that eventually these block requests will also show up. So let me go back to CloudWatch. Let me go back to Matrix, refresh this, right? So finally, after refreshing the screen multiple number of times, if you see, now we have some significant data over here. We have all of our matrices right here. And you can see the number of all counted requests, number of allowed requests for that are web ACL. You have the number of requests that are rule counted, all the allowed requests, right? So these are all counted. Red is all counted, blue is all allowed. Similarly, we have over here all the block requests that we have received. and the number of requests that were blocked by our rule as well. So we have both of them over here, as you see in purple, right? And if you want, you can actually see these individual matrices as well. If you click on them, so let's say this is all allowed requests, or if I want to see my block requests as well, just click on this and it will tell you that, hey, these are the number of uh, block requests over a period of time. So between like whatever 1 minute and 39 seconds to 1 minute and 45 seconds, these many requests were received and these many requests were blocked, right? So this is how you can pretty much go about seeing it over here in CloudWatch. Luckily, our matrices over here as well has also refreshed. If you see, the graph has refreshed, and you see that we now see some information over here. So these are the total number of block requests. If you see 121 right here, all block requests are being shown over here in green. So if I refresh this, this will change. And this is what you have. So it went up because I was hitting it. It went all the way under to 121 requests, right? Because I was continuously hitting it. And then once we got the number, then the number of requests went down. So this is pretty much how you go about leveraging WAF. I hope, guys, that you like this particular service. Okay, it is really cool. Leverage it. I would definitely recommend that you do this on your own so you will understand, how these matrices work, how the blocking or the counting works, or maybe even if you want to just do a simple allow of a specific request for a specific IP address, you can certainly do that as well. So this is it from me today, guys. Take care, and I will see you shortly in some other video. Bye bye.